Hey guys, and welcome to the Band Rants channel, your home for NFL projections, predictions, polls, and of course, your periodic rant. And we're going to be going over all of the Week 1 games with the exception of the Ravens and Raiders who are playing tomorrow, going over my analysis and seeing sort of where I went wrong and where I went right, and making some flips over the next couple of weeks based on the results of Week 1. But before I get into that, if you're new to the channel, please make sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below, and we'll go ahead and start. So this is what I had for Week 1, and for the most part, a few of these were surprising. I mean, I was definitely surprised to see the Texans, pull it off. I mean, obviously, I can understand the Jaguars aren't really a great team either, but I figured Trevor Lawrence would look decent, which he looked fair, I guess, in his first game. He looked decent at times, he looked bad at times, which I guess is normal. I figured Mac Jones would hold his own at home against the Patriots. It's very seldom they lose home openers. Even last year, they actually won this game with Cam Newton, but it was actually a really fun game to watch. It was very close. And honestly, the biggest surprise to me was the fact that the Bills weren't able to do very well at home against the Steelers. They actually played the Steelers pretty tough the last few times, winning successfully both times, I believe. So that was a surprise. Now, everything else, I mean, for the most part, I could have really seen that. I actually had a hard time calling the Eagles and Falcons. I just gave the Falcons the benefit of the doubt at home. I figured Jalen Hurts might not look as good as he did today. He proved me wrong. So Jalen Hurts is able to win that one. I certainly did not expect the Packers and Saints to look so one-sided the way it did. I could have seen a scenario where the Saints were able to win, but I did not expect it to look so one-sided. I didn't think Aaron Rodgers would be benched in the fourth quarter for Jordan Love. That was a surprise. With the exception of everything else, I mean, obviously the Bengals pulling off the victory was also plausible. Same thing with Denver. I mean, those were games that I actually had a really tough time calling, but for the rest of it, I was right on the money. I said the Chiefs would win against the Browns. I said the Cardinals would beat the Titans. I had a lot of Titans fans very upset with me and said, "Oh, that's not going to happen." And I said, "No, the Cardinals are going to win this one." It was probably going to be a close game. It ended up being very one-sided, but the Cardinals were able to do what I predicted them to do. Denver actually proved me as a bit of a pleasant surprise. They proved me wrong in this one. I didn't think it would be a one-sided game either. I figured it would be very down to the wire, but the Broncos actually played better than I thought they would. So looking ahead into Week 2, just based on these predictions, with the exception of the Ravens and Raiders who play tomorrow night, looking ahead, I think I can make a couple of flips here. I think I can flip the Broncos against the Jaguars. I think they've earned the right for me to give them the benefit of the doubt next week. I think they've earned that. I think Cleveland is still going to win against the Texans. I'll hold on to that one. Titans and Seahawks, I'm going to leave the Titans for now. I could change my mind on that, and if I do, I'll make sure to, of course, update before Thursday, Week 2 begins. Looking over on the right side, Saints and Panthers. I think the Saints are still going to win on the road. I think the football team is still going to win at home against the Giants. Even though both teams don't really have to travel very far, the football team not at all. I still think the football team is going to bounce back off of a loss that they had this past week to the Chargers. It was a very close game. They played it pretty tough. So I do expect that to be closer. As far as the rest of these games go, I mean, you could maybe argue the Steelers could flip this Raiders game. I'm going to know more about that when the Raiders play tomorrow night. I'll get a better idea of that. I'm going to leave the Chiefs taking care of the Ravens. I don't think the Ravens are healthy enough to go one-on-one with the Chiefs, especially when they lost Marcus Peters. That's going to be really tough, especially. It would have been tough with Peters, let alone without him. And the interconference games, I did pretty decent on the interconference. Titans and Seahawks, I'm still scratching my head over, but I think the Titans will potentially be a bit of a spoiler, and the Seahawks might underestimate them a little bit. I think the Titans are going to have a bit of an easier time playing Seattle than they would Arizona. Now, that's all I've got for this video. I know it was a bit of a short one, and of course, I'm going to also give you guys another video tonight, but also if you had any questions, you wanted to leave something in the comments, please do so. I'll see you guys in the next one.